Measuring conscious mind experience and volition. Let us talk about what the implications will be when science is finally able to measure the conscious experience, CE, of a conscious mind, CM. This is more complicated than it seems because it is anticipated that there will be greater differences between the conscious experiences of different conscious minds than we think. The problem is that science will need to directly produce the exact conscious experiences of one conscious mind in another conscious mind. For example, displaying the visual conscious experience of conscious mind A on a display screen will do nothing to show conscious mind B what conscious mind A is really experiencing. This is because the front-end processing of conscious mind B will filter the image on the display into the normal conscious experience of conscious mind B, which can be quite different from the conscious experience of conscious mind A. So, science will need to discover how to directly produce conscious experiences in conscious minds. This will necessitate some instrumentation or processing that does not use neural activations but rather uses direct activation of possibly the intermind, IM, or the conscious mind. Science clearly has no idea how to do this at this point in time. But what if science could measure conscious experiences and produce conscious experiences as explained above? This will require a complete theoretical understanding of conscious space, CSP, conscious minds, and conscious experiences. Imagine the fantastic experience of seeing the visual conscious experience of some other conscious mind. It might be more alien than we can imagine. When we can truly experience the visual conscious experience of another conscious mind, we might begin to understand some of the incomprehensible proclamations of the philosophical illusionists. What is it that they experience that can lead them to proclaim that consciousness is just an illusion and does not exist? I have suspected for a long time that the philosophical illusionists have a vastly different kind of visual experience than I do. I also think it is possible that this difference in conscious experience has been responsible for the chaos and confusion among philosophers and scientists with regard to consciousness. Science cannot get started studying conscious experience because everyone might be experiencing something different, and in possibly a large way. It will be a philosophical and scientific awakening to find out what everyone is experiencing. We might even be able to experience the conscious experiences of animals someday. Let us consider an extreme example of a different type of conscious visual experience. Let all the visual processing in the brain of a test subject be the usual chain of processing stages that would be found in any normal brain. The only difference is that the conscious visual experience is made out of conscious sound instead of conscious light. What could this visual sound experience be like? First of all, it would be nothing like the experience of a bat. A bat is using its ears to see. In this case, the subject is using their eyes and visual cortex to create a wall of spatially distributed sound across the field of view. We cannot know what this type of visual sound experience is like. We would be prejudiced against thinking that this would even work. The sound location of our auditory system is the only reference we have. If we try to imagine a complicated two-dimensional array of sound sources up and down and across the visual field, it would seem hopeless to make any sense out of it with the poor localization mechanism of our auditory system. Conscious sound would not seem to be a good choice for the visual experience. But wait, the conscious sound of this test subject will have all the location precision as conscious light because the conscious sound will be generated by the visual cortex that is designed to handle spatial precision. I think it would be fascinating to experience such a thing. We cannot really imagine it. We would need to experience it. The hypothetical situation of having a visual sound experience from neural activity instead of a visual light experience shows that the argument that states, all you need to do is measure the neural activity to know the conscious experience, is weak and incoherent. The same neural activity might be used to produce all kinds of different categories of conscious experiences that will work for visual detection. Also, what if science could measure the conscious volition, CV, from a conscious mind similar to conscious experience? This will require a complete theoretical understanding of conscious space, conscious minds, and conscious volition. This might enable a conscious mind to control physical things in the physical world directly from conscious mind desires. There would be no neural activation needed because the conscious volition would come directly from a conscious mind. Imagine a technology that can convert camera signals directly to a visual conscious experience. This might allow the colorblind to see color. This might allow the blind to see. There will be no neural interface needed because this will be a direct-to-conscious mind process. This technology might also be applied to all the other senses with the same implications as for vision. There might be an interesting feature of directly producing the visual conscious experience into a conscious mind for the inevitable event of the loss of the physical mind, PM. Since this direct-to-conscious mind production did not use the physical mind, the conscious mind might still be able to use the camera to see into the physical world after death. If a conscious volition connection is also established, this could be the first step in connecting a conscious mind to an artificial intelligence-based physical body.